Hi, I'm here with Jennifer Miller, the owner of Charmed here in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, right outside of Charleston. It's this beautiful, magical shop, so if you're in the area, please come by. What does showing up mean to you?
So showing up to me means taking that leap of faith and following through with your path with an intention. And as when we talked before, you were talking about, well, what does that mean, showing up for an appointment? And that's actually part of the process. So you have an intent, but then you actually, the universe meets you where you are. So if you, it doesn't matter whether you show up for an appointment to walk with a friend or a business lunch or whatever, like if you have an intent to follow your path and you start making plans towards that, the universe will meet you exactly where you are. So.
Is it important to kind of know what your goals are or what path you're on?
Yeah, I think that's definitely the first step. You have to kind of know, you have to be very clear on what it is you're trying to create. You have to follow your heart because your heart is what leads you to where you're supposed to go. You just follow the breadcrumbs.
I love that, following the breadcrumbs. But do you have to have, do you have to have like a plan, like a concrete plan in place?
I wouldn't say concrete, but I would say that whatever you need to have a motivation, you need to know what the ultimate goal is and then start taking small steps towards that. And to answer your question about the universe and magical things happening, that's absolutely what happens. I have a multitude of stories about people who, it's hard to show up. That's one of the most difficult things in life to do because it's almost like we self-sabotage our own path. One of my good friends now, we were strangers when she walked through my door, like you and I, and we connected very quickly. And she actually offered to do an internship with me because she was very interested in starting her own business and kind of wanted a model to base that off of. Because when you're starting anything, it's like you have no idea where to start. So, so she approached me, but then couldn't show up several times. And because I knew her soul was pure, and I stuck with her throughout her process of showing up for herself, and me, you know what I mean? So we made dates to meet here, and she couldn't make it, and we would make dates for lunch, and something would happen, and couldn't make it, and. But like I said, I kind of stuck with her because I understand that process. I understand what it takes to get onto your path, and finally. And the universe, like I said, will meet you where you are. Yeah. So she wasn't quite ready, so things weren't working out. But the first lunch she made with me to discuss business, it was professional, and she showed up and she was there on time before me. And we sat down and had an amazing talk. And on her way home, she stopped to get her nails done and met this anchor woman, and they hit it off immediately, and she told the anchor woman all about her business, and the woman said, well, as soon as you're ready to start, as soon as you open, here's my card, you give me a call, I'll put you on TV. And just the synchronicity of that was very meaningful. And you can blow it off as coincidence or whatever, but it's not. And case in point, we actually made a walking date together down at the pier, and she showed up again for that. So this was like steady showing up, and we were having this exact conversation about how, you don't even have to do the work. You don't have to go out and search for things. When you step into your path and you make a commitment, the universe will bring exactly what you need to your door.
That's so true. Well, there's a couple components. You were patient and understanding and empathetic to what she was. Absolutely. You understood that there were some kind of blocks going on, which leads me a little bit to fear. Wondering if perhaps subconsciously she had some kind of fear that might have been holding her back from making the first appointment, or
Absolutely.
Once you start showing up, can happen pretty quickly.
Oh, very quickly.
And then you got to be like, in my own life, I'm like, oh my God, hold on, because it's happening, and I've been trying to manifest it for several months maybe, or planted the seeds, or...
The key component, I think, is healing, because when we're self-sabotaging, it's this kind of wound or this like fear that we haven't dealt with, and for people who, kind of bang their head against the walls, like, why am I not moving forward? Why am I not moving forward? Well, for me, the component and her component was doing some real healing and letting go. She let go of things that no longer served her in her life. Because, as empathetic people, we like to be there for people and support people, to a fault.
Right, it can be a drain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so she kind of let go of being there for everyone in her life. That was draining her rather than, and this can be, it can be an excuse at sometimes.
Yeah.
We all do them. We all make them.
Yep.
And we get in our own way. So if you find yourself at a point where you really want to move forward and you're not, it's evaluating like what wound needs to be healed. What do I need to let go of in order for the path to open so that I can move forward?
I totally agree with that too. And that's the thing, anytime something isn't working, you just have to kind of look inward and then make those adjustments, which I think can be hard to figure out sometimes.
We tend to choose everyone but ourselves most of the time. And just realizing what's serving you and what's not serving you. There's a way of showing up for other people that doesn't have to impact your health and your emotional well-being,
right?
And finding that balance and realizing that it's not selfishness. It's like choosing yourself is, why we're here, and that's why it's hard. It's hard to choose yourself. Who knew?
I know, and I think we're sort of you're right, and we're conditioned kind of. I mean, I know this was kind of an eye opener for me. I went out to Deepak Chopra's center in California, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago now. And one of the, they had these little seminars, and one of them was about self-love. Well, I hadn't really ever thought about it. I don't know.
Right.
And so the woman who was so good, I can't remember her name, sorry, but she said, who thinks that loving yourself is selfish? And so, or sort of like putting yourself first and loving yourself above others. And almost every hand went up. And there were hundreds in the room.
Yeah.
And that was kind of my first awakening. And then she gave this whole talk about how important it is to love yourself. I mean, it's so important. And obviously, I mean, it just is, right? Because then you can love others and all that. I mean, but, getting to that can be, depending on what's gone on in your life or whatever, can be hard to be aware of, I guess.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And most people, they were conditioned to choose everyone and everyone but ourselves.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And you're not really doing any favors for the other people.
No, absolutely not.
You're not? I mean, it's sort of like a lose-lose.
Yeah, it's totally a lose-lose.
But, all right, I thank you so much for sharing that story, because I think a lot of people can identify with that, or, empathize. So my last question would be, you have so many beautiful things in the shop, and it's amazing. I could just spend a lot of time looking around at everything. What would, and buying things, what are some things that you would recommend for showing up for yourself? Are there certain crystals that promote that?
Absolutely. I am a proponent of crystals. If you can take a look around and figure that out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And you can't go wrong with rose quartz. That's a great place to start, because it's all from here. Like this, if this isn't open, then nothing's working.
That's right.
So rose quartz is a great way to promote that self-love, and to that's a great place to start. So
Okay.
Rose quartz for everyone out there.
Yes.
It's a prescription. So.
I love it, and I have it. I don't leave home without it. Okay, Jennifer, thank you so much. I enjoyed our time, as always.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.